All right, guys, it's been fun watching MAGA eat itself alive, watching the Civil War basically explode and go completely out of control. And what's even more fascinating is watching the grassroots react to this stuff in real time. Here you have, Yashar Ali posted this. This woman's name is Christian Cooper, and she voted for Trump. She's MAGA, but she's going to explain here why she's on a MAGA influencer unfollowing spree and what helped her wake up and realize that all this MAGA stuff is a scam. Let's watch and we'll break it down.
I just went on a MAGA influencer unfollow spree, and let me tell you why. The mental gymnastics required to stand by your man under these conditions truly, in my opinion, is Olympic level. And I have followed some of these people for years, admired their ability to speak out when the opinion was unpopular. But now I'm starting to think, okay, they were countering the system, but not countering the system, which is the reason why many of us voted for this administration in the first place. Here's some of my problems with this administration. The Epstein list, okay? Referring to the Epstein list as the Epstein hoax after running your entire campaign on that is a slap in the face to all of us. Do you think we are stupid?
Okay, by the way, already more honest than Alex Jones. Already way more honest. Alex still does this bullshit where he pretends like, well, the Epstein files are not a hoax. The Epstein files are real and it's very serious and there's a lot of stuff there, but the hoax is that Trump is involved. He's not involved in any way, shape, or form. Here's your random, run-of-the-mill Trump MAGA voter who's going, this Epstein files thing, bro, you seem sort of cooked. You seem sort of guilty as hell. Even like Asmund Gold was checkmated on this. Asmund Gold is like the epitome of the low IQ Trump supporter who just sits there and giggles every time he commits a war crime and acts like, so base, bro. And even he was like, the Epstein stuff, there's only so much spin these people could do, right? And so here's the grassroots going, you're making it hard out here for us. Yeah, but guys, you cannot say we didn't warn you. That's the only part of this that's frustrating to me, is that there are those of us who warned you from day one about all of the connections between Trump and Epstein. And we were swatted aside and treated like we were crazy. The audio tape of Jeffrey Epstein saying Trump was my best friend for a decade, that was already public before the election. And people like this either didn't see it or did see it and rationalized it and explained it away, right? Both of those things are unacceptable. I was screaming from the top of my lungs about how he's part of the billionaire fredophile cabal before the election. And now afterwards, everybody casually starts to agree with me. Just like I was ahead on fucking Erica Kirk about how she's a disgusting grifter, tap dancing on Charlie's grave. Everybody comes after me for posting a meme about that. Now all of a sudden, all those same people are agreeing with me. How about next time realize I was right from the beginning, and I always am. And so next time I'm outraged, you said, no. Sit back, relax, take a couple deep breaths, and realize I'm right again. Okay? That's the only part that's frustrating to me. Is like, they act like this is some amazing revelation. It's like liberals and lefties have been saying this all along. And you guys were like, we hate liberals, so therefore, what you're saying is wrong, even though in 6 months I'll be agreeing to it.
You cannot gaslight me enough into forgetting that this admin said they were going to release the Epstein list. Pam Bondi said it was on her desk, okay? We are still sending billions of dollars overseas to fund foreign wars, denying America's interest, right? We've got some problems here in the mainland. Approving PFA.
This is, again, Trump's campaigning biting him in the ass, where half the time on the campaign trail, he pretends like he's anti-war. Now he's in there and he's pro-war. He hasn't met a war he didn't like since he got in there. He bombed Yemen, he bombed Somalia, he bombed Iran, he's bombing Venezuela. They're talking about regime change in Venezuela, right? And so you said one thing on the campaign trail that they heard, and now you're doing the opposite. At least the honest ones will go, that ain't right, man. That ain't right. But there are plenty who are not honest. That's the 36% who are like, whatever you say, daddy, I'll shut my brain off for you.
Pesticides to be sprayed all over our fruit and vegetables. It's not limited to your fruit and vegetables.
Wait, what?
Right, we've got some problems here in the mainland. Approving PFA pesticides to be sprayed all over our fruit and vegetables. It's not limited to your fruit and vegetables. This is going into our soil. It's going to leak into our water supply. We are going to be drinking it. Forever chemicals are linked to hormone disruption, thyroid dysfunction, cancer. It's an atrocity.
By the way, RFK, what happened? Where's your Maha stuff now? The government you work for just deregulated the PFAS and let companies run wild with that shit. By the way, you know who cracked down on PFAS? Tim Walz, the person all you idiots hate, in Minnesota, he banned PFAS. Trump and RFK loosened the regulations on PFAS. Remember when that kid who had cancer, he was at the State of the Union, all the Republicans were clapping for him. He wanted to be a cop or something, a little black kid. And the Republicans, he defeated cancer. We love him. And the Democrats were sitting down. And everybody goes, well, how dare you not stand up and clap for a kid with cancer? Democrats have no fucking sanity, no empathy. They're ridiculous and disgusting. Meanwhile, why were the Democrats not standing up and clapping? Because of exactly what she's saying here. Democrats knew Trump just cut pediatric cancer research. And now he's virtue signaling like he cares about this kid with cancer. You just fucked over thousands of kids with cancer. You're standing and cheering for this kid. You just deregulated the PFAS, which will give more children cancer. So why are Democrats not standing and clapping? Because you're little virtue signaling lying assholes. And now, again, here we are, months later, suddenly everybody goes, oh shit, yeah, I guess the Democrats had a point. Actually, they'll never say that, ever. But this is why Democrats didn't stand and clap.
Talking about making America healthy again, PFA pesticides is crazy. Debt normalization, 50-year mortgages, essentially saying your kids will never own anything ever. They will never own that little plot of land, the American dream. They're never going to own their own home.
By the way, on that one, I must say, I was actually surprised that so many in MAGA were like, wait, 50-year mortgage? What the fuck are you talking about? You're just trying to make people debt slaves, bro. You just want that extra interest for the banks. This is all about Trump helping out his billionaire asshole buddies even more. That's all this is about. I thought MAGA would fall for the head fake and go, oh yeah, that'll be a lower payment per month. I'm for it. No, they were all like, whoa. What is this? 50-year mortgages?
The fact that 90% of Black Friday purchases were made using a buy now, pay later like Klarna. That's also crazy. Surveillance expansion through Palantir. Think China during COVID. Yeah, that sounds extreme, doesn't it?
I love how, again, this random MAGA voter is now more on it than Alex Jones, who is pretending like Peter Thiel is a good guy, as he builds a mass blackmail network to spy on all of us, surveil all of us, get all of your data, know everything about you. So the stuff Alex Jones warned about is happening, and now he cheers it on because it's his buddy, Donald Trump and Peter Thiel.
That is how rapidly this administration is advancing AI. They're advancing it so quickly. They had to put out a statement to state government saying, if you try to put regulations around AI, we're coming for you too. That is how much this federal government wants to advance AI and data centralization. So freaking scary. And then you can't ask anything about any of this. If you start asking questions, you were never really MAGA. You're not based, right? All this infighting is caused by Candace and Tucker. Y'all, please be so serious. Don't insult our intelligence like that, right? We might like Candace and Tucker, but they're not changing our opinions. They're just saying what a lot of us are thinking.
Yeah, here's the problem with her rant, though. Candace will fix none of that and doesn't give a shit about it. Tucker will fix none of that and doesn't give a shit about it. While they might make a lot of noise like they're independent, but functionally at the end of the day, they redirect people to support Trump and Republicans. So what I would say to this woman is, maybe you're just not on the right. Maybe you should just rethink being on the right. Because if you actually give a shit about fixing the problems that you laid out, Republicans will objectively make every single one of those things worse. And it's not even close, right? So, if people on the left, what do we believe in? What we believe in is very clear. We want Medicare for all, so everybody gets health care, and you don't go bankrupt for medical bills. We want free college. We want to eliminate the student loan debt. We want to get money out of politics. We want to end the wars. We want, I want a 4-day work week. I want Social Security for all. My politics is built around going after the actual villains who are ruining our lives. It's the billionaires and the warmongers and the fascists. They're the problem. The warmongers never met a war they didn't love, want to blow our money, blowing up innocent people overseas. The fascists want to restrict everybody's freedom. They want to crack down on gay people, crack down on trans people, don't even let people be trans, ban that. The billionaires, all they care about is amassing more money and more power. Give me more tax cuts. Give me more subsidies. Let me fucking loot the treasury and rob everything as the country declines, right? So perhaps you're just not on the right. Perhaps you should reevaluate. Because you mentioned the PFAS there. There's not a single fucking right-winger in the country that would crack down on PFAS. Literally not a single one of them. You mentioned Palantir. Palantir and the tech broligarchy, they are tied at the hip to Trump and MAGA. He's letting them run wild and do whatever the fuck they want. He's banning all regulation of AI for 10 years. I have many criticisms of Democrats. they're not that cucked to fucking Peter Thiel. They're just not, right? They're not. By the way, Democrats also wouldn't have cut pediatric cancer research. They wouldn't have kicked 18 million people off Medicaid. They wouldn't have bombed Venezuelan fishing boats. There are certain things that are just not debatable, right? And so to any of those people in MAGA, look, it took you way too fucking long to get to this point. But now that you're here, welcome to the party, right? Welcome. So I'm glad some people are waking up. But just know, there's nobody on the right who's actually going to help you, right? Tucker, fucking Candace, none of them are going to help you. Because at the end of the day, they will always redirect back to standard Republican politicians. They might sound different in their talking points, but at the end of the day, all of that energy goes one place, to the Republican fucking graveyard, okay? So that's an important thing to remember. But a lot of them are beginning to wake up, and that's why that approval rating's at 36%, and it's on the way down. It's going to go lower and lower and lower, and it's a beautiful thing to see.
Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.